1986, led by Rajiv Gandhi ji, and in the 1992, it is the modified in by P.V. Narasimha Rao. This education policy comes after the large 34 years after. This is the completely change in our education system. Their ambitions is clear. First, transform the Indian education system to meet the need of the 21st century. 21st century need. What is their need? It is their need, not only the rote learning, remembering the all things, rewrite in the examination, that is the education. No. It is the based on the critical thinking, based on the competency based on the concept, based on the all the creativity. It is based on the experimental, has the large wide area. Now next term, rectify the poor literacy and the numeracy outcome associated with the primary school. As we know that in our primary school, age we can take 3 to 8 years, but student does not know how to read, how to write, how to calculate the basic operation of the mathematics. It is a very poor condition of our education system. So our Indian policy, our new education policy, the main focus is how to improve this literacy, this numeracy, this fundamental literacy numeracy for the primary education. Focus on the childhood care and restructure curricular or pedagogy. Reform assessment, examination and invest teaching training, which we are doing now. Bring the holistic changes in the education and invest system of India. Improve the system of India. First we know how can change. The structure should be totally changed. Previous we followed the 10+2 rule. 10 years for the regress education and the 2 years for the higher education. But it will be totally changed into 5+3+3+4 pattern. What is the 5+3+3+4? What is their meaning? 5. It is known as the foundation stage. It is hello. Okay. Now the 5 years. 5 years completely for the foundation stage, in which there are the two partitions, 3+2. What is the 3? That is the preschool. In previous education system, we know the essential education for the 6 to 14 years old children. But now it is 3 to 18 years. Government wants to know how to read, how to write, how to learn the student from the 3 to 18 years. The education system starts from the 3 years, 3 to 6. It is the primary pre-education system, preschooling, which is known as the preschool, like as the KG, LKG, upper KG, nursery, or other names are there. 3 years for that, and the 2 years for the primary education, class 1 and the class 2. In this education system, we focus on the children have to engage in the game, in activity, lot of activity in the gaming. This is the important for the all the child. They will learn through the activity, through the gaming. Now next come to the period that is the middle stage. Middle stage for the 3 It is valid for the child that is the 8 to 11 years. It will be the great changes or education system, schooling system, reading, writing will start from these stages. The student will start how to read, how to write, and how to gain the basic, how to gain or learn about the basic operation of the mathematics. If they can learn from the second stage, that is the second stage of the middle stage. This is the from 8 to 11 years. Because many educators, many researchers know the mental development of child take place in this stage very fast. They can grasp, they can absorb everything around their mind. Now next is the as we known as the emphasis on the foundation literacy, numeracy, extracurricular vocational stream in the school. So beside literacy and numeracy skill, extracurricular activity, experiential vocational will focused in this stage. After this stage, vocational education started. That is the middle stage, 6 onward. 6 to 8. The age will be the 11 to 14 years. Student through this education first time introduce the vocational course at this stage. Second, coding will introduce here. As we know, during the online classes, during the online learning, a student should have expert in the coding. After that, teaching should be in our mother tongue or mother language up to the 5 years. 5, grade 5. अगर आप चाहें तो इसे क्लास 8 तक भी इसे कंटिन्यू किया जा सकता है, लेकिन सबसे बड़ी ये डिबेट का एक मुद्दा रहा है कि लोकल लैंग्वेज को इतना प्रेफर किया जाए या फिर नहीं। बिकॉज आपके स्कूल में बहुत तरह के बच्चे आते हैं पढ़ने के लिए, बहुत तरह की वैरायटी होती है, बहुत तरह के लैंग्वेजेस होते हैं, तो एक पर्टिकुलर लोकल लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाना इज नॉट पॉसिबल। Therefore, it is a debatable fact. Now come to the 6 to 8 years, that is a middle stage. There is the vocational course. Really bless the children with the 10 days bagless program. 10 days bagless program means should a student sometimes grade 6 to 8 intern with the local vocational expert such as the carpenter, gardener, potter, artist, etc. Similarly, internship opportunity for the grade 6 to 12. Assessment reformers, they will be the 100%, that means 360-degree holistic development. Tracking the students' progress for the achieving learning outcome. Now education will competency based, not for the rote learning. Previous, assessing the instinct, what they memorize. No, this is the wrong process. What they memorize and rewrite the examination in the neat and clean writing. It is not the valid process for the assessment. Assessment should be the 360-degree holistic. Holistic means how can student they progress yourself? How can they interact to each other? How can socialize? How can create new things? How their concept is clear? All these things are included in the holistic assessment. Now next is the secondary level, that is the +4 It is the secondary level. It is also divided into the two parts, 9, 10 and the 11, 12. Yes, see, in this process there is the flexibility. What is the flexibility of the subject? They can choose any subject combination. There is no hard separation between the combination of the subject. हमारे टाइम में तो ऐसे ही होता था, साइंस लेना है तो फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा, तुम्हें आए चाहे नहीं आए। लेकिन अब ऐसे नहीं है, आप फिजिक्स के साथ मैथ्स भी पढ़ सकते हो, आर्ट्स भी ले सकते हो, आपको म्यूजिक में इंटरेस्ट है वो भी ले सकते हो। दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग। और स्टूडेंट्स पे कोई प्रेशर नहीं है, यू कैन चूज देयर ओन सब्जेक्ट, यू कैन फाइंड वुड यू लाइक, आप जो चाहते हो उसे ले लो, लेकिन उसे अच्छे से करो, दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंट। अगर साइंस नहीं लिया तो घर वाले नाराज हो गए, कॉमर्स लिया तो आपको नीचे देखा जाता, आर्ट्स लिया बेकार स्टूडेंट, एकदम बकवास स्टूडेंट। दिस इज द reality of our education system. No, now this system has totally changed. Your interest is, that is the important. What is your interest? I am interested in the math and the painting. Then why would मैं क्यों ना लूं? मुझे पता, मैं मैथ के साथ फिजिक्स ही क्यों पढ़ूं? मुझे बिल्कुल करंट से प्यार नहीं है, तो मैं फिजिक्स ही क्यों पढ़ूं? There is the rigid subject combination. ये चीज को हटा दिया गया है। अब हायर एजुकेशन में 9-10 में स्टूडेंट कैन चूज देयर ओन सब्जेक्ट, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, दैट मीन्स वर्क। ओके, नेक्स्ट देयर इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज द एग्जाम प्रेशर। ड्यूरिंग द बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन स्टूडेंट विल लॉट ऑफ एक्सीडेंट, लॉट ऑफ सुसाइडल केस। अगर खराब मार्क्स आए स्टूडेंट ने आत्महत्या कर लिया, इतना प्रेशर होता है, खाना पीना भूलकर एक ही चीज को रटते रहते हैं, एक ही चीज को करते रहते हैं। उसका भी इलाज इस पॉलिसी के थ्रू निकाला गया है, टू रिड्यूस द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ स्ट्रेस ऑफ द बोर्ड एग्जाम। एग्जाम विल बी कंडक्टेड इन 2 पार्ट्स। इस लोड को कम करने के लिए एग्जाम विल कंडक्टेड इन 2 पार्ट्स। फर्स्ट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव, सेकेंड इज द डिस्क्रिप्टिव। ये साल में 2 बार होंगे। इट सेकेंड विल बी द 2 times इन अ ईयर। और all the questions based on the application and knowledgeable. For example, in a term 1 we can see the question paper of the all subject. We get कि all the case study are there. Why not these questions are given to the question paper? Why? हम लोग क्या करते थे जब बचपन में हम लोग 10th में, तो हम लोग 10 साल के क्वेश्चन बैंक को उठाते थे और क्वेश्चन बना देते थे, तो हम लोग पास आराम से स्कोर कर लिया, 10 पार हो गए। लेकिन अब ऐसा नहीं होगा, अब आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, सीखना पड़ेगा। What we learn, that is the important. आपके जो क्वेश्चंस होंगे वो एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड होंगे। अगर आपने कुछ चीज को पढ़ा है तो उस चीज के बारे में कितना जानते हैं उसकी टेस्ट होगी। नॉट ओनली फॉर दैट कि आप कितना मेमोराइज करते हैं, कोई भी चीज को कितनी अच्छी तरीके से याद करते हैं, दिस इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट हाउ कैन यू लर्न। For example, what is the difference between the rote learning and the competency based learning? For example, जैसे कि मैं मैथ्स टीचर हूँ, when I told the student how can you find the perimeter of a square, I will give the formula 4 into 5. What is going to do? 4 side is given something data, put there and calculate their value. But when we give the shape of the pentagon, when we give the shape of hexagon, when we give the shape of octagon, how can they calculate? Every figure required their specific formula. How can learn? How can follow the rule? They told me, ma'am, only you teach me the square formula. How can we find their value? दिस इज द रोड लर्निंग। जब आप किसी को पेरीमीटर बताते हो, अगर आप बताते हो व्हेन अ क्लोज फिगर, जितनी भी साइड है उसको, उसका जो एडिशंस होता है, जितने भी साइड इन्वॉल्व है वो शेप को बनाने में, उसका जो एडिशन होता है, दैट इज द पेरीमीटर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर शेप। देन स्टूडेंट डू नॉट रिक्वायर द फॉर्मूला, उसको फॉर्मूला की जरूरत ही नहीं है, वो खुद से क्रिएट करना शुरू कर देगा। देन दे क्रिएट इट, देन दे मेक ओन फॉर्मूला फॉर एवरी शेप। इट मीन्स लेस इनपुट मोर आउटपुट। This is the national education policy required from us. How can we less input and how can we get the more output? This is the national education policy required.
Means we will have to work less.
Yes, work less now. Give the less concept, clear concept.
More like
Yes, give the clear concept to the student. They do not depend the particular formula, particular topic, particular this. They can create on their own what they want.
Proposals of the new National Education Policy 2020. On July 29th, the Union Cabinet approved a new National Education Policy after a 34-year gap. Previously, it was known as National Policy on Education (NPE), which was approved 34 years ago in 1986. It got further modified in 1992. The main focus of the 1986 policy was regarding access and equity of education. Access means the availability of education, and equity means fairness, because there are people who are more disadvantaged than others when it comes to having access to education. We have indeed come a long way since 1986. However, today it is about access to quality education. Previously, it was just about having access to education, but today it is about quality education. The only major improvement since the last policy of 1986 has been the Right of Children for Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, or Right to Education Act, which was an Act of Parliament of India enacted on 4th August 2009. The main purpose of the NEP is to design a vision and framework for both school education and higher education in India. Let's look at some of the key proposals of the new education policy of 2020. The NEP proposes to change the school's academic structure. If you all know, in India, the academic structure looks something like this. You have to do 10 plus 2 years of schooling. Now it has been restructured in 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 form, where the first 3 years are your preschool, which consists of KG, LKG and UKG. After preschool, when you go to first class and thereafter second class, together these 5 years are going to be your foundation for your education. After that 3 years, that is from class 3 to 5, will be part of your preparatory or primary schooling. Followed by another 3 years, that is from class 6 to 8, that will be your middle schooling. And finally, 4 years, that is from class 9 to class 12, is going to be your secondary schooling. So together it forms a 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 academic structure. If you notice, children from ages 3 to 5 years have been included in the formal education system for the first time. Previously, you could directly join class 1 without going to a preschool. Anyhow, the idea behind this is to have early childhood care and education, basically the foundation of learning. So the old structure, that is 10 plus 2, has been replaced by the new school structure, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Now coming to undergraduate degrees. The undergraduate degree structure will be available for 3 as well as 4 years duration, but it now has multiple entry and exit options. Now, what do multiple entry and exit mean? For example, if a student chooses to leave the degree at any moment during the course of the period, they have the option to return and start where they left. They will not be required to start from their first year of undergraduate courses again. Along with multiple entry and exit options, the student will also receive appropriate certificates. For example, the student will be awarded a diploma for 1 year undergraduate education, advanced diploma for 2 year undergraduate education, and a bachelor's degree for 3-year course as well as 4-year course. As per the new policy, the undergraduate degree program will be credit-based. In a credit-based academic system, one credit might be equivalent to 1 hour of teaching, lecture or tutorial, or 2 hours of practical work or field work, or so.
This is our national education policy on the schooling systems. I hope I can share everything. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kalyani ma'am, for your wonderful session. You have enlightened us with this topic, the NEP, National Education Policy. Every teacher should know about this policy so that they can deliver the same to their students, isn't it? So the concept of this NEP 2020 should be clear to each and everyone. Thank you, Kalyani ma'am. Please give a huge round of applause for her.